live reaction to the Nindies Direct. The Nindies presentation was absolutely fire for indies. Not a normal, not a direct, not the big games, not the big dogs, not all that. But my opinions on that right after. This is not me waiting and editing because I'm clipping this for YouTube later. This is not me waiting and typing. This is not me unfiltered. This is not me thinking or not unfiltered. This is not me reserved. This is my raw opinions right after watching it. Chat that's watching here. The Elite Ninja Village, PlayerEssence, Elite Ninja Village, the Fire Nation. I'm telling you guys, that was pretty fire. Gonna have to give the show a solid 9.5 out of 10 for indies. In terms of indie shows, solid 9.5 out of 10, hands down. Here's the reasons why it's a 9.5 out of 10. They had a nice little crossover at the end. You had that Legend of Zelda crossover with the Crypt of the Hopping Necromancer. Got some Zelda action in there. Got some Link action in there. Yeah, I gotta play that. That's a good announcement. They had Double Fine with this weirdo looking game. Rad with Bandai Namco. That's pretty good too. Double Fine, they make good solid games. So that's cool to have that on there. I also like that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild budget Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You got crafting, you got all that stuff. You can go around different areas. It definitely took some inspiration from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. What else was good, guys? There was some really good stuff in there. And obviously, the big one, what everybody's going to be talking about, what everybody is going to really be talking about and what it is. And guys, I believe that this is the start of something absolutely beautiful with Microsoft and with Nintendo and Cuphead. We've got to talk about this. I've got to finish out. And there was other great games. Obviously, Blaster Master Zero, super hype announcement. Inti Creates always makes great games. I think they had a little bit of a downturn with was Dragon Mark for Death, but that's because of the way that game was structured. This is going back to the original Inti Creates. Blaster Master Zero 2 launching already. It's already out. Heck, by the time you're watching this video, by the time that some of you guys are probably already even downloading maybe Blaster Master Zero 2. So really cool about stuff like that. Really love that announcement too. But there was a lot of great announcements. But Cuphead coming to the Nintendo Switch is absolutely huge. And this is the start of Microsoft and Nintendo officially working together more than what we've seen with a game like, let's say, Minecraft. Microsoft and Nintendo working together, knowing that the evil empire is out there, knowing that Stadia and Google and their billions of dollars are coming for you, boy. They're coming for you. This is the reason why Microsoft and Nintendo are working together, and I'm telling you, it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop with Cuphead, but this is just huge. The whole rumors about Ori and the Blind Forest, obviously that's going to come. If Cuphead is coming, Ori and the Blind Forest is going to come. The rumors about Microsoft and Nintendo working more together in order to progress, whether it's independent games, indie games that are made by outside developers that Microsoft published, or actual what was it, like the Game Pass or stuff like that. I believe that this is the very start of that, and blending in the action games and blending in the indie games in with what Nintendo and Microsoft does normally. It's like you're taking two different companies and you're combining them to cover their weaknesses, right? Like a team, like a basketball team. Like I said, this is my raw emotion. This is what I'm thinking. Like, okay, you've got a shooting guard. You've got a point guard. Okay, this guy, he can pass, but he can't shoot that good. Okay, we've got this guy over there to help. Okay, well, he's not that tall. He can rebound. This is the beginning of that, and maybe we'll see more. But the big announcement here, guys, is Cuphead. That was a huge announcement, and I know a lot of you guys are popping off in the chat here, and I know a lot of you guys are going to be popping off on the YouTube video as well. But I did want to say this with Cuphead and the announcement of this, why this is even more significant than some people might think is because of the rumors and because of what's been going down. I mean, nobody would have thought that Cuphead would come over to Nintendo Switch if you didn't believe what some of the insiders were saying and all of that. Heck, before I started the stream, I said don't expect Cuphead because I didn't want people to get their anticipation for that. I didn't think that, you know, that could happen at this, but Nintendo said, nope, we're going to do it here. So once again, it kind of proves with these indie directs is that you kind of have to watch all of them, right? A lot of people, oh, well, I don't get excited for indie games or whatever the case is, but you kind of have to watch them because you're going to be able to see really interesting and different types of games that you would normally not see at all. You're going to be able to experience different types of things and get different styles of games that many people would, I guess, not consider indie, right? Like, people don't really consider Cuphead indie game, published by Microsoft. I mean, it's one of those games that was really, like, kind of put out there, sold extremely well, better than pretty much 99% of indie games. So people don't really kind of put that in that category, even though it is. So you kind of have to come out to the shows and kind of see what's going on. Also, what is the name of that game? The chat that's here live, obviously in the YouTube chat, you know, I'll know later, but the name of that game where it's like the Iditarod, like the rogue Iditarod, like, I'm not really too fond about the rogue elements, but I think that it works for an Iditarod game, right? Like, you don't want to do the same path every time and the same things happen. So I've never heard of an Iditarod game. I didn't even know that I ever even wanted to play an Iditarod game. But I think I want to play that Iditarod game. I think I want to play it just because, yo, the doggo, I mean, that poor doggo, it got bit by the bear. I mean, it's just nuts. It's absolutely nuts to see the breadth of different types of games and kind of what they did here. So absolutely amazing. And the only reason why, to kind of finish out this video and finish out this segment of the live stream as well, depending on where you're watching, the only reason why this show was a 9.5 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10 is because they said 30 minutes and they gave us 25. I mean, you can't just say about 25 minutes. Nintendo usually says it's going to be about 25 minutes, then it might be 30 minutes. Or they say, oh, this is going to be 45 minutes, and it might be 50 minutes. The fact that they said, oh, about 30 minutes, and it was less, you get docked. You get docked a 0.5 on that one. I'm sorry. You have to do that, and I'll get to the chat in just a bit, and of course, I'll look through the YouTube comments as well. But yo, this was an amazing presentation in my opinion. I think that there was a lot of great independent games. I like the shadow drops, right? I like the pre-purchase stuff to where it's like, you know, they don't have to announce Cuphead. Obviously, Cuphead's been in the works for a while now, right? But you don't have to announce it all the way back then. Announce it when it's close to release because it's coming out next month. In less than a month, we'll be playing Cuphead. I like how these indie presentations do that. Instead of saying wait forever for them, and that's another reason why this gets such a high mark, a lot of these games were like summer. A lot of these games were next month. A lot of these games were this year, whereas before in the past, Nintendo would say, oh, well, here's an indie direct or indie presentation, and the games would be like next year, or the games would be all the way at the end of the year. I really love the pacing and the flow to where it was, hey, these games are soon. Obviously, these aren't the biggest games out there. These aren't the games that are going to compete with, like, you know, like the Legend of Zeldas and stuff like that. But I love the fact that they made sure to pace this to where it was like, hey, when it's close to that, that you can play the game, that's when we're going to announce the game and talk about it. I like the fact that Cuphead is next month. It's not 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now. It's next month. That is the best thing that you can do to make your presentation better without even thinking about it. Just wait. Just wait till it's closer to the reveal or to the launch of the game, and then you can have your presentation. So I really, really love that about that. Unfortunately, like some people are saying, no Untitled Goose Game. I thought that maybe would be there. Unfortunately, no Untitled Goose Game. But if you look at all the other games that we got, you look at stuff like Cuphead, you look at stuff like the Pine game, you look at everything that was announced in this presentation, I can't be upset about no Untitled Goose Game. I can't be too upset about some of those other things that, you know, that didn't happen, because there was some really cool stuff at this presentation, and I'm really excited to kind of get into Blaster Master Zero. If you want me to be completely honest, excited to get into Blaster Master Zero. I think that game is going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait. I love Blaster Master, or Blaster Master Zero 2. The original Blaster Master, I played that back in the day when I was a kid, and then I played there was like a Blaster Master on the WiiWare that I played or whatever, and then there's like a Blaster Master on the Wii, or on the Switch that I have, that I've already played. That's really good. And I like that game. I love that game, which is like the original, just redone with better graphics and all that. So, Blaster Master Zero on the Switch. So, to have Blaster Master Zero 2 drop today, that's another reason why this game gets like a big, or this presentation gets like a big score for me, a 9.5, is just, it's amazing. It's amazing. I love the whole Microsoft stuff bringing in. It's really cool bringing in stuff like Cuphead. I think people are going to be really excited about that. Obviously, people are popping off already. So what do you guys think, man? I know the chat's popping off here. YouTube, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts on all of this, comment section below. And of course, we'll see you guys in the live stream if you're here. And if you're on YouTube watching this, we'll see you guys for the next video. Peace out.